So today I was out walking my dogs, and this guy rode his bike next to me, and we locked eyes for a second. And he was young, like in his 20s. He was pretty clearly unhoused. I was in an area where there's a few people that are unhoused that live there, and he was sucking his thumb. And the first thing that I thought of, just the picture that flashed in my head was that when he was growing up, he didn't get a lot of love and attention and affection. And that got me thinking about another person I know who, when they were a baby, maybe a couple weeks old, their mother passed away. And now he's middle-aged guy and he sometimes rocks himself to sleep in order to go to sleep. And if you haven't tried it, try it. It actually is very soothing. And because we need those kinds of feelings of being rocked, of having the pacifier, the sucking thing is the sucking instinct is in us, but it's about feeling that sense of love and care. And what happens when you have that connection is called attachment, is that you develop a bond with at least one person that you know that when you cry, they're going to come and give you a bottle, or they're going to change your diaper, or they're going to say, "What's wrong?" And if you're in pain, they're going to try and soothe it. Or if you're bored, they're going to play with you. And they do that thing that's called serve and return. And serve and return is something that we even do just as adults, that someone says something and the other person is listening, and then they respond in a way that lets you know that they heard you and that they have considered what you're saying or what you're trying to express, and they give you something back that's positive and caring. And that's how you have relationships. Now, as grown-ups, we may not have that all the time, but that's what you're always going for. I'm going to say something to you, you're going to hear me, you're going to understand me, and you're going to say something back that is going to make me know that you love and care and understand me, and you're willing to spend the time and the mental and emotional effort to be here with me. That's basically what a relationship is. So when we don't have those kinds of relationships in childhood, we develop something called attachment disorders. And they can manifest in a few ways. Well, first, maybe you're desperate to get into a relationship. I have to have a relationship. Or then you get in a relationship and you need to hold on to that relationship. Or you get in a relationship and you're like, "Oh, this is great." And then the next day you say, I'm not really sure about this person," and you leave it. So those are different styles. And I'm going to connect a video with Barney, one of our content creators, who goes through all the different styles of attachment. And he walks it through so that you can see what style of attachment you have. And once you know your style of attachment, it's going to really open your eyes and you're going to say, "Yeah, that's how I am in relationships. That's why I walk away. That's why I get really desperate and clingy or suspicious or whatever it is that's happening." So the next thing though is to understand what are some of the ways that you can heal from an attachment that didn't happen in childhood. And their traditional ways are, of course, therapy. You go one-on-one to therapy, you talk it out, you have a therapist who basically essentially gives you that kind of caring attention, and so that you start to feel it and you start to see what it can feel like. But they can't replace not having a parent that did that, of course. But you continue to heal, and you become like that parent inside that wasn't there, and you start to learn how to do those kinds of soothing, caring, loving things for yourself, and it becomes very fulfilling. And that's what it means to be a grown up, right? Is that you can help yourself. Another way is cognitive behavior therapy, where you try different ways of relating to other people and you get closer and you understand the different ways that you're attempting to have relationships, and you test things out. And that can also be really effective, especially if you're afraid to get into relationships. And then there's also internal family systems therapy, or IFS, which I find really fun. And that one is you talk to different parts of yourself. So you find that that person, or you let that person, that little child, come up who didn't get that love and affection and attention. And you allow them to express those needs, and you find ways to give them what they needed, that part of you that didn't get it. And it sounds very woo-woo, but it's actually just a great therapy that really works for a lot of people. So don't ever think that you're stuck. Like, "I'll never have a great relationship with somebody. It wasn't meant to be." And I think the most important thing that I can leave you with is that this is a human need that we all have. And I think we forget that sometimes, and we think there's something wrong with me because I can't get that relationship. I can't find that perfect girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, or husband, wife, or, I don't get along with my friends that well. And none of that is true. It's just that we all have a need to be loved. And if we didn't get it in childhood, we can often think, what's wrong with me? Why were they not there for me? What about me made me unlovable? Nothing about you as a baby could ever possibly make you unlovable. We are all born fully realized lovable creatures. That is just something that we all have, that we all share as humans. And then circumstances happen. We're born in situations, and none of those are your fault. What can you do? You're a baby. You have no capacity to set anything up or to be unlovable. You just are. And so I think that's just a really important thing to remember. You are not weak or weird because you really desire a relationship and you can't find one. You are just another person learning about different ways to be human and finding your own unique style for it and healing things that didn't work in the past so that you can get past those fears to find the thing that does. So I hope this is helpful. And I want you, if you really want to get into this subject deeper, please go to our website, bbgtv.org. And on the homepage, you're going to see mini courses. And there's a course there by Coach Lee Hopkins, who's a relationship expert. And it's really good. He talks about things like um, what happens if you are in a relationship and the relationship ends? How do you get over that? How to be authentic in yourself and then be able to express that in the world where people may not accept it. He's certainly not someone who's going to be like, oh, just be yourself and everyone will love you. No, he's very realistic and he realizes there are things that ways you can express yourself that people are not going to always love. But how to do that in a way where you can love yourself and support yourself and be yourself, and then belonging, how to find those groups, those people, your tribe that will accept you. And so it's really, really deep. It gets into it. It's not that long. It's a mini course, and it's free. Everything that we offer here at Bounce Back Generation is free. We're a nonprofit. We do this because it's our mission, and we want you to find the help that you need. And I hope you do, and I hope you follow us. All right. Thank you for watching.